Hi, I'm Dan and welcome to the Airbrush Garage. Today's video is going to be on frustration. What happens when you first pick up an airbrush and you're looking at all of these great pictures on Pinterest and YouTube and all these artists, and what you have to realize is those artists or those airbrush artists are very experienced. They've been doing it for many, many years. They all started exactly where you're starting. When you first pick up the airbrush, the frustration will set in because you're wondering, why can't I get this beautiful picture to come out of my airbrush? Well, it's just not going to happen. Okay, it takes time and it takes practice. And I hear a lot of people out there say, well, I'm not a really good artist. You don't need to know how to draw in order to learn how to paint with an airbrush. Okay, even the most seasoned pros don't sit there to take the time to sketch out their artwork freehand. There's different transferring techniques that you could take a piece of artwork that you're trying to transfer and to transfer it to whatever you're painting on. I never take the time to sit there and sketch something out freehand. I'm either using some kind of transfer paper or I'm using a projector or whatever it may be. Especially when you're doing it for money. Time is money. But getting back to the frustration aspect of it, I know when I first started, I used to try to practice. I thinking I'm never going to get this. The gun's clogging, it's jamming. I didn't understand about all this tip dry. I didn't understand how to mix mix my ratios or how to get it to flow well. And that took a lot of time because back then YouTube wasn't real popular. So, and I had to use magazines and everything else to figure it out. So nowadays you guys have guys like me or tens of thousands of guys like me out there trying to tell you how to do it. Just want you to know that getting frustrated is all part of the process. But basically what you really do need to start with is you need to start with the very basic beginning techniques. What I'm going to show you here in a second of how to do your dots, your circles, your gradient shadings. You really do need to know all of that, because what happens is when you're practicing that stuff is you're learning trigger control. When you first start airbrushing, you're concentrating on, well, I'm pushing down on the trigger and I'm pulling back, and how far am I pulling back? After a while, you're not concentrating on that. When you start to get good and you start noticing your artwork really starting to come along, the reason why, and if you look back on it, you're going to realize you're not thinking about that. What you're thinking about is, what you're looking at your canvas or whatever you're painting on, you're looking at that and you're looking, I want to put this here. I want this to look like this. And your finger is just letting you do it. Okay? It's muscle control. Okay? I call it finger muscle control, because you're not paying attention to what that finger's doing. It's automatically doing what your brain wants it to do. So I know you've probably seen a lot of videos out there already on what you should do to get started to gain that control. So keep practicing those little dots, your lines, the most important stroke that you could ever learn in airbrushing, a dagger stroke, the gradients, put a circle on there, a circle template, and do your shading so you make, learn how to make it look round. All of that will contribute to your art later on. And you'll do this without even thinking about it later. But it really is the place where you need to start. You really need to start with all of those basic techniques to get your airbrush working in the manner that you want to be able to have it working without thinking about it. And the only way to do it is to practice those really basic techniques. I can't stress it enough. So all I can tell you is don't give up, keep practicing, and eventually you're going to get there. So I hope you like this video. If you do, hit the thumbs up. Please share it out. Hit that subscribe button if you'd like, so you get some future videos from me, and I'll catch you in the next video.